This video will show you how to customize an internal bill of materials that will be inserted on a drawing, and after change the drawing name using Advanced Steel 2019. As you can see, I've opened up a tie bolt list. I'm going to go to the Group Manager located on the Output tab, and I want to select from the group name Details. So once I highlight it, I can see that the quantity name and length, which are all tokens, are highlighted. And now I can remove certain cells by just selecting the cells itself. So once I select that, I can now go to the report header, which is text, highlight the report header, and remove the description and length. Actually, I'll just remove the length and select OK. I can verify that the report header, which is just text, is still a group. The quantity and the description, you can see by the grip. The length detail and the length report header are now separate. So I can copy out these two cells, and I can use AutoCAD copy. I'm going to copy it out 2 times. I'll put on my old snaps, endpoint, copy it out once, endpoint, endpoint, and again, endpoint to endpoint. You can adjust the size of the cell, and we'll just use AutoCAD move. Let me put on my old snap. Next, I'd like to change the length report header to assembly, and I believe the third one to material. We just double click in the cell, make the text small. It's like a text editor, so you can make many adjustments. I'm going into the details, and here you have many tokens that you can choose from. So for this exercise, I believe we want set. So we want to see how it's assembled. Is it nut and 2 washers or nut and washer? I still have my length token in there. So let me just fix that. So now we have set. So the next one will be material. Double click in the cell to get to the properties. Make the text smaller. We can just put in material. We're going to change out the length token to material. So first we're going to make it smaller, the text smaller. Remember to always highlight. And then you're going to expand the flyout where the tokens are. And we're going to select the token material. So now that all my modifications are done, I want to make a title. So rather than insert or create a list field, I'm just going to copy over one of the text. Yeah, I'll do that. And just size it by the grips, endpoint to endpoint. And change out the title. Just color it just to make a distinction. So once that's done, we want to group all of the fields. Before we go there, we'll look at the list sorting and content, and here's where you can rearrange the location of headings as well as add or remove certain criteria. So we look at the content and view the content filter button. For example, from the Objects tab, we can see that the anchor is checked. And from the anchor panel, we can see that the assembly location box is checked and it's set at site. You can change that out by selecting the fly out to the right. I'll jump back up to the objects and select the bolt. I'll select OK and OK again to close the settings. Now that's done, you want to save your work after anything major, and what we have to do is we have to regroup. Select the report header cell, you can see it's grouped. We're going to right click and go to the group, and here what we want to do in this circumstance is we don't want to ungroup, but we want to add the length, assembly, and material and the bolt list to the report header. We can verify it's grouped by the grip. Additionally, we can select the details. We'll see it's grouped. Right click from the contextual menu. We're going to add to the group length, set, and material tokens. We can see that everything is grouped. Let's save our work. And I'm going to save it with a new name. After that's done, we're going to test this out. I'm going to create a gathering sheet from a drawing style. So basically, I've set my UCS to view, and I'll select the drawing style manager. And from there, I'll select the GA 3D view, but I don't want any labels. I'll select use. And I'll just select the default as I've used this before on an NCD sheet. I'll select OK to close the drawing style manager and open up my document manager. Same time, I will change the drawing name. So this is drawing 1, but I can rename the drawing by selecting rename drawing from the contextual menu when you right click, and that's good. And here we have the same drawing renamed. I can select a preview and there we go. So let me just open up that drawing, and now we want to insert our newly created bill of materials. So in order to do that, we're going to go to the labels and dimension, and from the management panel select insert a drawing list. So I'll just put it arbitrarily anywhere. This is good for me, and again we can pin it from the top, so that way the list will go from the top down, and just scroll to our newly created tie bolt list, or anchor bolt list as we renamed it. I'm going to select that list now, and I'm going to update the list again from the labels and dimensions tab. And that's how you create an anchor bolt site list and insert it in a drawing in Advanced Steel 2019.